to our vegan kitchen. It's almost St. Patrick's Day and we don't want to be left out of all the excitement. So I'm going to make a hopefully convincing corned beef loaf.
Yay!
And I'm going to make a Reuben with it at the end. But first let me get this out of the way. We did hold a contest to see who had the most wrinkled shirt. Spoiler, I won. Shocking, right?
It's not that bad.
It was worse a minute ago. It kind of just like
unwrinkled itself.
Yes. So anyway, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get to the recipe. It's a little involved. It has a lot of moving parts, but you know what? Corned beef has a lot of subtle flavors going on in there, so we're going to try and replicate that as best we can. First of all, let's begin with the wet ingredients. We've got some dark red kidney beans that we're going to blend up. We've also got a cup of veggie bouillon. Now this is kind of important. You want to make sure that you get not chicken. You want, if you can't get beef flavored vegan bouillon, at least just do plain veggie stock. Don't go with the chicken flavored because nobody wants a chicken flavored corned beef. Alright, the rest of the wet ingredients we're going to put in here. This is going to make a big mess, so get ready because this is not the proper blender for this. My other one is in the dishwasher right now, so let's hope it's not a disaster. Alright, to this we're going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. We're also going to add some liquid aminos. If you don't have liquid aminos, you could use low sodium soy sauce. You could use like A1 steak sauce, but this would probably be the best flavor for this. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of that. We're also going to use a little balsamic vinegar. It's going to give it that heavy, dark flavor. I'm going to use a tablespoon of that. And last wet ingredient is molasses. So we're only going to use a teaspoon of this, just a little hint of sweetness. And you know what? That's going to make it stuck again, so I'm not going to seal that right now. I'm going to do a good job and clean that. I'm going to pre-stir this just to get everything off. I think I have that molasses really...
Good luck getting that off.
Yeah, huh? That's for real though. That's why they say slow as molasses in January. Just want to scrape some more of that bouillon out of there too. It didn't all mix up. So you want to make sure you get all of your stuff in there. Alright, you know what time it is. Time to go over to the blender and
I don't feel good about this.
We're just going to do it a little. We'll just go a little at a time. See, it's only coming out a little.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? I have my gluten in this bowl already, so I'm just going to dump a little bit of the top liquid on here. And reblend this. Maybe this will work a little bit better now. We'll go a little higher. That's good enough. It's always an adventure, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to add that until I add the rest of these dry ingredients. So on the plate over here I have some Nooch, aka Nutritional yeast, some mustard powder, some allspice, onion, garlic, and paprika. Alright. So let's just get these pre-mixed. I'm doing things the easy way today because I really blew my budget of doing things the hard way with that blender. I'm going to use my mixer. Alright, we don't want too much of a cloud. So now we're going to add the wet ingredients. This is pretty straightforward. It's just like dump the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients and try not to make a mess. Alright, let's mix it. All right, that looks pretty good. This is the consistency we're going for. It's gonna form together. It might even be a little bit wet. If yours is too wet, you can just add a little bit more gluten to it. That will firm it up a lot. I think I'm just gonna sprinkle on proactively another tablespoon of gluten and we'll check back. All right, so I think we got the right consistency now. You can see it's really holding together. We're not gonna tie this up in cheesecloth or anything. We're just going to put it in the simmering liquid as is, so you want to make sure it's at least firm enough. If it's too loosey-goosey, you could do cheesecloth, but we're not all about that today. We're just going to use it firm. So let's come over here.
Ooh, brain.
Right, so we're just going to shape this a little bit. And we have our cooking liquid in our Instant Pot, and the wet ingredients of that are water, pickle juice.
Oh yeah.
What? Yeah, that's gonna give it that briny taste. Some garlic, some onions, some caraway seeds, some dill, some coriander, and I didn't have whole cloves, so I put in just a little bit of ground cloves. So that's all the dry ingredients. We got the water and the pickle juice in there. We're just going to give that a stir. Whoa, that's amazing. And we're going to take our little loaf and we're going to put it in there. So now we're going to take this over to the pressure cooker and we're going to cook this for half an hour under pressure. Here we go. Plug you in. We're going to go to our old standby poultry and we're going to bump up the time to 30. Going to pop our lid on. Make sure your valve is closed and hit start. If you don't have a pressure cooker, you could steam this either in your rice cooker or on a like in a Dutch oven on top of the stove for about 30 to 40 minutes. Alright guys, I just released the pressure. It looks pretty good. So fingers crossed. I'm going to let it cool off in the pot a little bit. Then I'm going to put it in this dish, let it cool to room temperature, and then put it in the fridge. Ideally, you should make this a day ahead and let it sit overnight. But I want to get this video up for you guys, so I'm going to let it sit in there for a few hours, hopefully. And then we're going to make a Reuben. Alright guys, I'm back from my shopping outing. This has had some time to cool. Woo. It would ideally be better overnight, but this is what we're working with. So I'm just going to slice some of this off here so you could see how nice it is. We've already tasted the tiniest little piece of this.
It was very good.
Why, thank you. This is slicing like a dream.
Yeah, it is. Look, dang.
Right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the fry pan to heat it up and get, dry it out just a little bit because it's a little wet. We're also going to put our marble rye with some Daya. So we're going to put this in the air fryer. We're going to heat this up. I've got some beautiful probiotic sauerkraut here that we're going to also use. And I'm going to mix up a quick Russian dressing, fancy sauce. Puppy said, don't pick all that fancy sauce. It's just vegan mayonnaise and ketchup.
Going on here.
Alright, so true tea. The bread was really light and it flipped over in the air fryer. I'm flying like Piglet on Winnie the Pooh.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, Rue. Alright, so I don't have that much sauerkraut. I could open another one, but you know what? That's enough. That's enough. We've got our fancy sauce on here. We've got our cheese all melty. The bread's all toasty. We're just about to put the heated up corned beef on top.
Wow.
Right? This is gonna be incredible.
Dang, that's a loaded Sammy.
Right? Let's get this cut up.
Whoa, on
Fancy
the diagonal.
Right? Fancy cuts. What?
Whoa.
That's a thumbnail.
Nice.
All right, here we go. Who's ready to taste this? Hey, pig.
Me! Let's see. It looks really, really good. And I love that you cut it on the diagonal.
Yeah.
Mmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That marble rye.
What?
But the corned beef.
Corned beef, sauerkraut, fancy sauce, melty cheese, toasty bread.
Woo! That's nice.
All right.
That's really nice.
Well, happy St. Patty's Day.
I know this is your lunch, but I'm just taking one more bite.
Okay.
Okay, I like forgot how good Reubens are. Like I forgot what a Reuben even was. That's really good.
All right. I hope you guys give it a shot.
I'm gonna need that for lunch tomorrow.
Puppy said, I'll drink to that.
Yeah!
Thumbs up for more Reubens, guys. Subscribe because we love you. And until next time, much love.